Today's dram is a little different. It's sherry, it's bourbon matured, but instead of dry fruits, we've got a lot of citrus going on. Stay tuned for this week's Camp Dram. I'm Leanne, and this is Scotch on the Bayou, where we talk about the wonders of Scotch whiskey and the flavor of life in South Louisiana. And today we have a sentimental favorite of mine. Today's Camp Dram is the Distillers edition of Oban. The maturation on this Distillers edition is first bourbon matured, probably for the majority of its life, and then a second maturation or finishing in Montillo Fino sherry from Spain. And it has a beautiful color. I'm not quite sure that's the natural color. There's no marking on any of the packaging that this is natural color or non-chill filtered. At 43%, it's probably been chill filtered. It's probably had some color. It's Diageo. It's probably got some color. A lot of flavor going on in that smell, and very sherry forward, but not your Oloroso or PX type of dried fruit. This almost smells salty, which makes sense since it's Fino. Hang on that thought. What I have here are two samples of sherry. This is Oloroso. This is gorgeous dark amber color that we think about with glendronnics and most sherry bombs in this Bay region. This light color sherry is Fino, made from a light white grape. It's dry, like a lot of white wines, those characteristics that you get. There's no tannins really, so you're not getting that kind of bitter end, but it does have some sourness to it, and you can truly pick that up in the Oban Distillers edition. I'm getting a lot of salt that's coming off of that. It is Oban by the sea. Oban really means the cave by the sea. And citrus, orange, maybe why I'm sitting in front of my my satsuma tree, but truly it is very orange forward and salty. And that plays to the extra finishing, the extra maturation of the Fino sherry, because it's the smell alone is really picking that up. Let's go for a taste. The nose goes straight into the taste. Very salt forward at the front, a twang of orange there. Citrus tastes to me like a satsuma or a tangerine. Perhaps you all see those bags of cuties, the tiny little tangerines that you get in the grocery store. To us in South Louisiana, we call those satsumas. And they grow in everybody's backyard down here. That citrus is more of a sweet citrus than a tart. And from the nose to the taste, that really follows through. There's some pepper on the end, but it ends with a very dry finish, like a white wine dry finish. And again, that's, I think, picking up that Fino maturation. Nice rounded mouthfeel. It's for 43%, it doesn't feel thin. But I have to say, you know, it's really pretty good. I like it, but I also have a sentimental attachment to this bottle because Oban was the first Scotch I ever had. At Oban, I was touring Scotland and decided to stop at the Oban Distillery to just figure out how in the world Scotch was made. And after the end, where we got to have a taste of different drams, they poured me a Distillers edition, and I was done for. I knew right then that Scotch was my drink. So again, on the taste, you're getting the citrus, some salt. The citrus is sweeter than tartar. Very dry on the end with just a hint of pepper. Just a little bit, not much at all. pretty medium to short finish. Check out my blog, scotchonthebayou.com, for a full account of this review. There I will also have added water to this. Here in my backyard, we have a satsuma tree. This one's probably going on maybe 10 years old, and it's loaded with fruit. We have more fruit than we can give away. We have a poor Charlie Brown of a lemon tree over here to my right, but we can grow citrus here in Louisiana, and these things are perfect. They're just like a little cutie that you get in the grocery store, except I have a tree and I can go pick my own whenever I want to. First ones start getting ready about November, and it's best that we have a really nice cold snap down here. For us, that means around in the 30s, but they're just beautiful, and they're so good. I'm good for you. But yeah, that's what this dram reminds me of, is that burst of citrus, the sweetness of it. Again, a little salt on the back end is definitely a sentimental favorite. I'm not sure I'm gonna buy another bottle. I've had about 3. I think I've worked my way through it. There's so many different bottles to get. But if you've not had it, I would definitely suggest trying it. Grab a dram at a bar or from a friend. See what you think about it. Thanks again for being here for our Camp Drams in the backyard. But until next time, Slàinte, y'all.